Hi everyone, so today I want to talk to you about traveling to Europe, how to stay on your budget, and just give you a couple of tips so you have an idea. Me and my wife went back in May, which was a couple of months ago, and surprisingly it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be. We were able to stay under a budget which was $4,000, and we actually got to see 4 different countries, which was Spain, Czech Republic, Great Britain, and France. So here's a couple of tips. Number 1, travel on low airfare. We booked our tickets 2 months prior, and we booked them on Norwegian Airline. And one thing though is that we went during May because we saw the prices for the summer, and there's a significantly increase in prices when it comes to traveling to Europe. Because of course, you know, it's vacation, everybody wants to go during the summer, and to be honest, $4,000 for Europe during the summer won't cut it. So if you want to travel, like I said, you must go in times during May, April, you know, around those dates. So we booked our tickets on Norwegian Airline, and we actually left from LAX because we're from San Diego, and it's actually more expensive to travel from San Diego to Europe than from LAX. And another thing that people don't know is that if you travel through Norwegian Airline anywhere in Europe, no matter where you go, it stops, even if it's direct, if it's a direct flight, it's still gonna stop in London. It stops in London, and then it goes, you know, wherever your destination is, you know, it pulls down from there. But we wanted to go to Madrid. We ended up changing our mind. But anyways, the ticket was, I believe, like 300 euros more expensive if we were to go to Madrid. And it didn't matter because it still stops in London. So we're like, okay, so we'll just go to London. We'll stay in London for a couple of days, and then after that, we'll leave to another country. So instead, we ended up visiting London, Barcelona, Paris, and Prague. So how'd you guys get from one place to another, US? So very easy. There's 2 airlines that you want to take when you're in Europe. One of them is EasyJet, and the other one is Ryanair. Now, these aren't the most, you know, comfortable airlines, and not even Norwegian is, but to be honest, for the price, it's magnificent. You know, I would definitely travel on it again. As far as Ryanair goes and EasyJet goes, they're okay airlines. They're low fare airlines. They're cheap airlines. And they get you from point A to point B. Easy as that. Now, if you're a person that likes to fly comfortably and fancier, and you like the whole high maintenance thing, you know, then this is not for you. But if you don't mind staying under your budget, and that's what you want, ultimately that's your goal, to stay on your budget, then this is the way to go. So from London, we took our, I believe it was EasyJet. Yeah, EasyJet to Barcelona, which cost us, I believe, was 80 euros, which is like $100. From Barcelona, we went to Paris, which was 60 euros. From Paris, we went to Prague, which was, I think that was the cheapest one. It must have been like 40 euros for both of us. And then back to London, which was 70 euros, and back to Los Angeles. Now, overall, we must have spent in airfare about $2,000 in just airfare. That includes Norwegian airfare, Ryanair, EasyJet, and Ryanair. Now, as far as hotels, we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed in hostel rooms. we downloaded this application. It's called Hostel World, and you search up hostels based on what city you wanna stay in, and surprisingly, it was actually very cheap. We stayed in Barcelona for 3 nights, and it was called Saint Jordi, and I believe it was like $200. Overall, we didn't spend more than $800 on hostel rooms, and that includes the whole trip, which was 12 days that we were over there. Another thing is that once you get over there, don't eat at restaurants. It's going to kill your wallet, believe me. Okay, those 30 euros, 40 euros, they start adding up, man, and before you notice, you're past your budget. So what we did is we actually went to little markets. There's this place called Buqueria in Barcelona where they sell fruit. They're called pans, which is like kind of like a panini. And for breakfast, we'd have fruit and these little juices right here that were €1, which is like $1.25 around there. And then we'd have like a panini, and then at nighttime we would have something small. There was this restaurant called Pans. Like I said, it was like panini. Basically panini the whole time that we were in Barcelona. But you know what? I don't complain about it because it was good. It was cheap, and it kept me alive. So yeah, you definitely want to eat at markets, marquetas. You don't want to eat at restaurants because it's gonna kill your wallet. The other thing is that when you get there, be careful with the scammers. Okay, I happened to make the mistake of falling for this little shell game that they do in the middle of the streets, and this was in Paris. Okay. So they put this little ball under this little 3 cups, and there's people surrounding him. Okay, and you're gonna think, oh my gosh, this is pretty legit. There's people betting money. No, those people are all part of the act. Okay, I lost $100. I almost got in a physical fight, and these guys, ended up taking off running, with my money, because I thought, it's a game, I'm gonna win. I saw him put it under, and meanwhile I was talking to another person next to me, which was actually a person that actually worked. It was part of the show. That person was distracting me. Meanwhile, this guy was taking out the little ball from under the little cup, and that's how I lost $100. So be very careful with these guys. Don't even get near them. If they tell you, hey, come here, no, look at the ball, no, don't fall for it. Okay, that's the worst thing that you can do. You're gonna lose money, and you're not gonna stay on your budget. The other thing too is that to get around the city, taxis are 80 euros, 90 euros, which is like $100. Okay, don't take those. Take the buses. For every city that we went to, we got the tour bus. Okay, there's one in every city. There's one in Barcelona. There's one in Madrid. No matter what city you're going to in Europe, they have the tour buses. They're 25 euros, $30. But you know what? It's for the whole day. You hop on, hop off as many times as you want. Okay? This is the most convenient thing ever because it takes you to the main attractions in each city. That way you don't have to be paying for taxis or walking 20 miles, from one corner of the city to the other corner of the city. It's very easy. You just go on the webpage and just put, Madrid City Tour, Barcelona City Tour, or Paris City Tour, and you're gonna see it there. It's convenient, and believe me, I loved it. I was able to go to all the attractions in Paris, in Barcelona, in Prague, in London, because we got these, and they range anywhere from 20 euros, 15 euros to 35 euros, depending of where you go. The most expensive ones are gonna be in Paris and London. Believe me when I tell you that those are the most expensive cities, besides Italy, in Europe. London and Paris are gonna be the most expensive cities in Europe. Barcelona is cheap, probably the cheapest city in in Western Europe. So that's that. So those are a couple of tips. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel to comment, and I will try to answer them as best as possible. Everyone, have a good day.